Hello,
Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Chavers.
and I'm Deb Floros, and this
This
is Crimped.
is Crimped. You're trying to trip me up. This is Crimped with an added bonus.
Goldie! Oh my god!
She heard her name and she was like, "What? Who's Deb? It's Deb." And all of our friends.
All of our Crimped friends. Goldie, I love when Goldie makes an appearance. She's just so cute.
She said, "Mommy picked me up right before we went live." So I have to listen. I have to listen. It's all, she's my boss. She's very bossy.
I think I have an idea for episode 10, because this is episode 9. I think episode 10, which is the month of October, Goldie should dress up in a costume.
Well, if you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen that I put her in, or my mom put her in a cowboy hat while I was in Cleveland earlier this month, and she's Sheriff Goldie for Halloween this year. So
she's going to wear that
taco last year. Yeah. Well, I got to get the rest of the costume, but she was a taco last year. She was super cute. She loved wearing it too. So
so cute.
Anyway,
I love dogs. Bye, Goldie. Bye. Just the cutest. Oh my gosh. So how are you, Brittany? Doing well?
How are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm really good. I'm excited. This is episode 9. I just can't.
Blown by.
I feel like we just did this. Like, I know I said that last month, but I feel like when I sat down this morning, I'm like, deja vu, like this, we just did this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I just feel like I'm living in it. Like everything's going at warp speed, 2 times speed.
Yeah. So I feel the same. But last episode, episode 8 was so great. Nilay Patel came on. Oh my gosh. I've rewatched it a couple times because I love hearing Nilay talk, and we learned more about him. So that was fun. And
I got all 3 of his books since then.
You did?
Packaging. Yeah, they actually came in. They're sitting in the middle of my floor because everything's sitting in the middle of my floor. But they're all here. And I need to open them. I haven't had time to read anything yet, but I have all 3 of them. I'm so excited.
The one elegant something. Oh God, I wasn't prepared to talk about it, but that's my favorite because it's just mind blowing what kind of stuff he came up with for that book. It's gorgeous.
I can't wait to dive in. If time would slow down, I'd have some time.
Yeah, seriously, you need a break. So for this episode, I'm super, super excited about our feature topic, but I think we have a little bit of business. We should probably tell people what this show is about in case they're stumbling on this for the first time. Do you want to tell them like what this is?
So Crimped is just like the show on Food Network called Chopped, where we challenge each other to use secret ingredients to make a piece of jewelry. So if you haven't watched the last 8 episodes, they're available on our Crimped Jewelry page on Facebook and in our Crimped Jewelry group on Facebook. So please follow and join those because we have some fun over there. And we like torturing each other a little bit, especially when we have to give each other special ingredients. So this last one tortured me a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah, I failed spectacularly. Like I tried doing it yesterday morning, like the earliest I've ever done it. And guess who made her necklace this morning? 15 minutes before I was set to come on here.
Oh my goodness. But you at least you made a step forward by trying to make it.
Yeah, and it didn't work. So anyway, but I'm very excited to see what yours is this month. What was our challenge last month, Deb?
Was to make something with silver silk. So Nilay Patel, who was our guest last month. So if you haven't watched that episode yet, go back and watch. Silver silk is a really interesting material. I would call it stringing material. And it's knitted wire. So there's a bunch of different kinds. I think there's the 3 needle chain, there's the hollow mesh, there's the capture chain. And
Pipe
the
chain.
pipe chain. And so there's lots of opportunities to make stuff, lots of different textures that you can come up with, lots of different, the colors he uses are amazing. So, so we challenged each other just to make something. No like limitations, like it has to be earrings or it has to be this or it has to be that. Just simply use some silver silk. So you want to see what I made first?
I do.
Okay. So something I'll talk about a little bit later is I'm getting into Halloween because it is the spooky season has begun. So I picked out, I've been working with silver silk for a while now. So I have a little bit of a surplus. so I pulled out this color, which I thought was very spooky. It's called Starry Night. It's capture chain. So let me show you that first.
Is that
So
the purple?
it's a black. It's kind of a, I would say it's a dark gray black and it's got the silver ball chain in it. So I created let me take this, it's a bracelet. And what I did was I wire wrapped a loop at one end with some black artistic wire. And then at the other end, I used one of Nilay's silver silk findings. So it's the double finding where you can put in 2 strands. And then I attached a little scully, a little hematite scully.
Cute.
And then around the 2 strands, I added a couple of large looped wire wrap loop scullies and a sparkly little black bead. So it's a double strand bracelet, super, sparkly and fun for Halloween. So
cute.
Yeah, I like this bracelet. I'll wear this bracelet because it's just
and I don't think it's just for spooky season. Skulls can be any time of the year.
Yeah. So I had fun with this. I had never really done like one end with the Terminator, his custom Terminators, and then the other end different. So I thought, what can I do that I haven't done with it? So that's what I did. I like it. It's fun.
Lovely. Well, I actually, so backstory, I have my jewelry or bead carts on this side, the huge Alex drawers, but on top, I tend to like, if I'm looking for something and then I see a pendant that I really like, I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then I'll find some beads and then just kind of put them up there. There's like 25 things that I could choose from right now. And yesterday morning, I walked in, I was like, oh, I can use this, this, and this with some silver silk. I made the necklace, didn't use the silver silk, couldn't figure out how to work it in. I was just like, this is not working. It just wouldn't work the way I wanted it to. So, but I still have a gorgeous necklace from it.
Sure.
And then I wanted to make a stacking necklace to go with it. And I did, but it was just like the most generic thing you could have ever made with silver silk. And it just didn't float my boat. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's really pretty. It's great stacking with that other necklace and what I ended up making. But I used, I don't know which wire this is.
That's that looks like maybe the 3 needle chain,
probably.
maybe.
And then I just strung a bunch of these copper triangles, and it's a very short necklace. And then I ended up messing it up because I was doing this at 10:30. Like I finally got into the gluing stage for the end caps at like 10:30. And so instead of making the cut in the middle, I just put the clasp on the side, which is fine. But it was just like boring. And I was like, oh, that's not really that fun. So then I went back to all the things that were out. And speaking of spooky, I had this really cool piece, like carved piece that looked kind of Halloween-y because it was orange and black. And I had some orange and black lampwork beads, some like chartreuse or really weird green beads, and some check glass beads. I was like, oh, this will be spooky. So I ended up finding this.
Capture chain.
This is the capture chain. So this one's like an orange coppery. And so I used the double strands, but we made it into a necklace using one of those little Kenyan carved, this is vintage carved tiger that I took off of or got in some haul somewhere. We have check in the middle of each of these beads, more of those triangles, and then some chartreuse lavas, huge. And then we have the double strand in the back. And it's so comfortable and it's so fun to wear. And it looks really cute with this, although I might make this a little bit longer because it's not really the right length. This is very like choker, and then this one's very long.
You could do a third that's in between.
Yeah, I could. I did actually, was actually going to make this a double strand, and then I got just tired. And but this is the actual necklace. I did end up making a bracelet as well, but I wasn't really thinking. So I just have I put too many of the big beads on, so the back is like two little things on either side, but it's fun. But it kind of looks like a bead. So instead of being chain, it looks more like a component, because those silver silk end findings are so yummy that it looks like those are part of my bracelet instead of just a way to connect them. So cool. Really happy with this set once I got to where I wanted. So I love this necklace, and this is the problem. I can't ever sell my jewelry because I want to keep it all. So
I understand this.
Yeah. That was fun. I really, really am glad I used up some of the beads that I'd set apart, not only for this necklace, but the other one that I failed on earlier in the day.
Well, there's so much opportunity to do things with that silver silk material. So I think when we got together with Nile, we shared all of the wealth of his YouTube channel and his Silver Silk Silkies group. He's constantly working on new things. He's got Danielle Wicks now working on some things with him, and Danielle is, an amazing creative wizard. So there's a ton of ideas out there. So for folks that want to take this challenge, this is just a simple use silver silk, but we didn't want to exclude people that maybe didn't have an opportunity to get some or can't get some right now. Maybe it's not in the budget, in the bead budget this month. So you can use some other kind of cording, sari silk. Maybe there's a cardinal right outside my window. Sorry, that caught my attention. It's like right there outside my window looking at me. Anyways, so you could use sari silk, maybe some fairy silk, or that lovely silk cording that's like thicker. You could use some batik fabric. You could use some hemp cord. So maybe paracord, because I've seen your paracord design that you did for Jesse James Beads. So we want everybody to participate. So what you have that is cording, go for it. We want to see what you come up with. And we didn't put any other limitations on it. So you can braid it, knot it, use a tiny little piece of it for a bead. You could do, whatever you'd like. So we want you to share those with us. You can share them at any time in the Facebook group. So in the Crimped Jewelry Series Facebook group, and tell us about it when you post. Tell us what you selected, what you used, a little bit about what inspired you for it, and use the hashtag Crimp Challenge. So get out there and make those pieces.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. It's different. I think Nile has a pretty big following for silver silk, but I still think too that there's so many people who haven't tried it. So there's tons of materials out there to go and watch and get some inspiration for. So I love your piece, Brittany. It's fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about the feature topic for this month.
Me too. So, it's one thing that I've always incorporated into my jewelry making. So it's not going to be that big of a surprise, but what is it, Deb?
We are talking big, bold, and whimsical jewelry this month. Near and dear to both of our hearts. I will say that my MO back in my early jewelry making days, like way back when I just would go to Tuesday night beading at the bead shop with my beady friends, was big beads. Like I'd come into the shop and the owner would say, Deb, I just got like 3 big strands over there. And I'd like scurry over there and grab them up and start making something right away. I love big jewelry, big, bold beads and big things. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, me too. As you can see from the beads that I use today, these are like 16 to 18 millimeter. So for a long time, on my channel, I said, no, I don't like small beads. I don't use them as much. No, I use them more now, but yeah, my heart is taken by anything 10 millimeter and up. So, it just, it grabs your eye, makes you think, and then a lot of the more ethnic and tribal looking things are really big. They're hand carved, they're handmade, and it's really to grab your attention, make you think. And that's just what my eye goes to. Plus, I'm almost 6 feet tall, so little tiny beads they disappear over here. So we have to. I'm a big girl. We have to wear big jewelry.
Well, I'm only 5'2". Like, I mean, you're literally almost a foot taller than me. But even for me, like little, dainty, small jewelry, isn't always enough. Like, I just sometimes feel like that big, bold jewelry piece is what you need for, maybe it's a special party you're going to or an event, and you just want something that really stands out. Maybe you don't want to wear a fancy dress, but you want to wear fancy jewelry or big jewelry to stand out. So I just love it. And I love the whimsical thing too. So I think, in fact, one of the pieces I made for Nile a while back, a few years back, was like we talked about, like capturing your whimsy, like find your whimsy. And it doesn't have to be in your face whimsy, but it could be more subtle whimsy. But I love something whimsical, something interesting. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to Halloween too, is it's this whimsy that, you can just take in all different kinds of directions. So I love the whimsy thing too.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of, I didn't even think about that when I put this necklace on this morning. This is one that I made for a couple years ago on my channel, but it's whimsical. I, made it. It's a little sea urchin, and then I glued a flower on top, and I just felt like, hey, what's more whimsical than a sea urchin with a little flower on top? Nothing. So
that's like so not reality,
right.
But it's so cool. I remember you making that. I watched that and I loved how you did that. I thought that was so fun and so clever.
I just found it after it being packed up for over a year. So slowly getting into my old jewelry.
Glad you're opening up those boxes finally. Well, I thought it might be fun to talk about some of the inspirational designers that maybe inspire us and others for big, bold, and whimsical. So I've got some stuff. I got some pictures and some pieces. I thought first of all we would talk about Iris Opfel. So I hope people will know her. I bet if you don't know the name, you know this picture, or you know her by this picture. Look at this woman and her jewelry. She's very well known for her glasses, but Iris left us in March of this year. She was 102, and she was still rocking the jewelry up to the end. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing like she probably was wearing stuff in when she was lying in state, because she just would be weird without it. Like, it's just, but she was, she started as a interior designer. So her and her husband had an interior design business in New York City. and worked with a lot of high-end customers. And she became this icon by her style. So her outfits were usually a little on the crazy side, a little on the bold side, layers and color and, the big glasses, and then the jewelry. And I mean, she would bracelet stack like the best of them, necklace stack, big earrings, rings. She loved turquoise and coral, so the blues and the reds. So I know that appeals to you, Brittany. And she was an interesting woman. So if you want to learn more about her, there is a cool Netflix documentary called Iris. I think it's only maybe a couple of years old. She's very interesting, and you get a little slice of her life. So she was pretty cool. And I'm sure there's lots of other info about her. So you could probably Google Iris and find all kinds of stuff about her. She is a huge inspiration for me. I think she was an incredible spirit, and somebody that championed big, bold jewelry. So
yeah.
I was going to show just for fun, like years ago, I went to an event and I channeled her by wearing this big stack of crazy bracelets. And I stacked these with other bracelets. So I had this huge stack. I'm going to put them on. It's going to take me a minute to get them all on. But I stacked these and a couple of cuffs and a couple of chain bracelets. And I felt like this was so Iris, like so her. So this is the kind of thing that I love, and she certainly inspired. And then I wanted to show this. So just a couple months ago, or maybe it was last month, Jesse James Beads released an Iris-inspired collection of beads and components. And I was fortunate enough to be able to make a couple of things with those pieces. And here's the part of the necklace. Then the other part of the necklace is this big chunky chain. It does all kinds of things. You can double it up. This is so Iris. Like, what they did with that collection was super fun. So blues and reds and all of that. Did you make something with the collection too?
I did, and it's on my channel. I don't have it here with me, but it's red and blue, but it's huge. It's got like double things, and it's got the magnesite in the middle, and then a big pendant on. It was this pendant actually, but I put a whole bunch of stuff hanging from it, and then did those huge red crystals up the sides. So, and I actually showed myself wearing it in the video. So, yeah, that one was really fun.
Yeah, I think what they came up with for the collection was fantastic. So if anybody, wants to go and make some of their own Iris-inspired jewelry, that's a place. I think there's still some materials that are available out there on their website. So I'll try and link the specific collection for you guys so you can see it. But just fun stuff. And I don't know, like, I think of Iris as somebody that wasn't afraid to take a chance on fashion and putting things together. She wasn't like afraid to go out with 27 necklaces and, four layers of clothes. So she's somebody that is super inspirational. And I always think, wear your jewelry, wear your crazy stuff. Wear it all. Like, what's going to happen? Nobody's going to arrest you or anything for
not unless you got somebody down with it.
So she's someone that I think can inspire a lot of jewelry making and a lot of jewelry wearing. So that's one person we thought we would tell you about. If you don't know about Iris, then there's also Betsey Johnson. And I think she's a little more, modern, maybe. And this is a terrible printout of a picture of her, but this is Betsey. And she is, look at her, cool, fun, fun dress. You can't really see the jewelry so well in this picture. My printer is printing a lot more pink than it should. But Betsey is a fashion designer. And Betsey is known for her whimsical, colorful, feminine designs. She does clothing. She does handbags. Have you seen Betsey Johnson handbags? Oh my God.
Yeah, I've like, there have been a few that I'm like, Brittany, you don't go anywhere. Let's just not buy them. And I have so many fun, like, handbags. Like, I have, ghosts and fruit and like Ursula.
Cupcake.
And so I don't know if I have a cupcake one, but I need one. But so she has these beautiful bags, and I'm just like, oh, let's just chill. But every time I see one, because Instagram knows what I want, I'm like, oh, don't buy it. But she has such amazing jewelry too.
Yeah, and that is very special to me. So my mom passed away about 2.5 years ago, and I knew, but I really didn't know fully how much she collected over the years. So she collected Betsey Johnson jewelry, and I would see it, but we lived in different states, so I didn't get to like really see her collection until she passed, and I brought it all home with me. And so I have it all here. And I just thought I would show some fun pieces from her collection, because they're the kinds of things that absolutely capture whimsy. I mean, there is no question that whimsy is involved here, starting with these giant gummy bear earrings. So
cute. I just bought some rhinestone gummy bear pins, and I can't wait to wear them. But those are adorable.
And they're huge. I mean, I've seen the little gummy bear charms and little gummy bear beads, but they're like about 1/3 or maybe 1/4 of the size of these. So these are just super fun. And the hearts are part of her signature. So she incorporates hearts into all of her pieces. So this is a metal piece. This is the back, and you see the heart pattern there. This is a little rhinestone camera necklace. I mean, whimsy, like to the core. And you'll probably like this, Brittany. This is an elephant ring.
Cute. Love that.
So it's got a little rhinestone on top. It's enameled, and she does a lot of stretch rings, but they are by no means, a gumball stretch ring. They are high-end jewelry pieces. These vintage ones go for big bucks on Poshmark and other sites. So, and they're heavy. Like, this is a heavy ring. And then this is my favorite. My mom actually asked me to restring this for her in her later years. This is a whimsical bracelet with fun, like a toucan and flowers, and it's colorful and joyful. So I just think Betsey just brings all the whimsy and the joy. She when she does runway shows, she always does like a cartwheel, sometimes even does the splits. So I just see her as like happy and joyful, and it comes across in her jewelry. So I'm so fortunate to have this collection. It's kind of tucked away in my closet, but I every now and again get it out and just kind of look at it. I know it made my mom happy, and it makes me happy. It's just so fun. So this is the kind of thing, if you're looking for a little something just out there, a little fun, a little crazy, maybe it's a gift for somebody. Maybe whimsy's not for you, but whimsy is something that you want to gift to someone. Go check out Betsey Johnson. Check out her website. Check out her Instagram account. She's inspirational for sure. And the handbags are divine.
Yeah, I know. I at work had somebody who was obsessed with Betsey Johnson, and they always came in with a new pair of earrings because her husband actually really liked buying her Betsey Johnson stuff. Yeah, and they would, just kind of pop over to Marshalls on the weekend and see what they had. So Marshalls, TJ Maxx have a lot of cool Betsey Johnson stuff too, if you
Yeah.
don't know where to start.
Yeah. And I mean, it is pretty pricey for costume jewelry. I mean, she doesn't really do a lot of, precious metals or anything like that. So it's all, costume. But this vintage collection I have, it's got some value to it. So I might add it to my homeowners floaters policy because
Wow.
it's like it's an extensive collection. So it's fun. So I think she's a great inspiration. The last person I thought we should share is someone that maybe she's certainly not as well known as the two ladies we've discussed who are, internationally known, but we've both had the privilege of meeting Sally Bass.
I haven't met her. I haven't
met
her. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I thought you had.
Mm-mm.
Well, you're going to meet her in Tucson this next year for sure. Sally is a Tucson resident, so she's local to us. You and I, sort of. I mean, she's down south, and this is from her website. This is a picture of Sally. You can find her at sallybass.com, and she has an amazing Instagram account, Sally Bass Jewelry. Sally is all about big, bold. She likes to combine the old and the new, mix cultures. She loves the ethnic look. It's also something she styles herself as well. So all of these ladies are also like amazing, like works of art in their clothing too. Sally's just got this really cool vibe to her. I stumbled on her in Tucson years ago. She always does the Pueblo show, which is like one of the longest shows at the Tucson Gem Show. And a friend of mine, Brenda Schroeder, who's also an amazing, talented designer. Talk about whimsy. We'll have to talk about her another time. She actually helped Sally in her booth a few years back. And so I had the privilege of chatting with Sally and Brenda in one shot. And that was wonderful. But Sally's booth is like a museum. Like she's got these beautiful cases with these big, incredible pieces of jewelry, big, huge rings. And then she has all these trays of earrings. And I just lifted up each tray and stuff that you would never think. We make jewelry, we come up with earrings all the time, but you and I could never come up with any of these earrings in her trays. It's just all coming from her creative brain. And I find her really interesting. She does a live show on Instagram, and I was trying to figure out what day she does it. It might be Saturdays.
It's Saturdays, yeah. Sally is a person who will put a whole dinner plate on a necklace and then top it with a piece of agate. Like this woman, she'll use a cowbell. And I watched her live from yesterday. It looked like she had this. She just started a new collection, and it looks like she has like a stalactite, a whole thing. It's like this large on a necklace, and it's just hanging there. And then she's put horn above it, and then a shell above that. Like it's like some of these things are like 30 pounds. So you got to have some strong neck muscles. Start doing some exercises. But she has people who hand carve things. She has people who make her silver rings. She goes to Bali, all this fun stuff. And when I grow up, I want to be like Sally.
She's just so interesting, and her personality. I think that's, part of being a designer is you usually have this personality that goes along with your design. And she's just kind of a big personality, and she's so proud.
Australian, isn't she?
I'm not sure. She might be.
I think she's Australian. I know she certainly has an Australian accent, but I'm not sure if she's from New Zealand or Australia.
She has she's so proud of her work too. Like when I saw her booth for the first time, she kind of walked me around and said, you know, this is this and this is this and look at this. Like she's just as excited about it as anybody else is. And I mean, you know, to make that kind of jewelry for so long and still be so excited and enamored of it, I mean, that's special. So if you're going to Tucson, go to the Pueblo show. She usually is in the same spot and has a pretty big space. And it's usually pretty busy. I mean, there's people in there, you know, scooping up and just picking up all these amazing designs. I have one piece that I feel like I channeled her with, but this is her going light, like going easy on a design. This guy, these big honkin' wood beads, and then this cool, you know, ceramic pendant. This is, you know, lightly inspired by her because hers would have like, I don't know, a dinner plate behind it or a saucer or something.
Yeah, a whole light bulb or something. Like a face mask this big. The woman is nuts, but I love her. And she's always saying it's fabulous, and I love it. I love the way she talks. She is confident, but you know, she's been doing this for a long time, and she has such a great sense of style.
Yeah, I think she's also a great inspiration, and I think that's kind of what I like. I feel like these ladies, I see her back there. She was looking up. She was looking up earlier.
The camera. She's like, "Mommy, I want some attention." Oh, we're talking about you.
She knows it. So cute. So cute. But I think what I would tell everyone here is that even if this is not your style, like you don't like beads that are this big, or you don't want a giant gummy bear earring, think of it as just ways to get you thinking about using things that are different, putting things together, using something you wouldn't expect, like a dinner plate or something. And
I wish we had challenged each other, because I would send you a dinner plate.
Well, that's another reason for us to maybe talk to Brenda Schwetter, because Brenda, like that woman, we should have a chat with her sometime. She is a found objects artist, and she does use some very interesting things that she finds. I'm sure she's used a dinner plate or something, some kind of plate in her design at some point. But I just love that all of these folks are just letting that creativity flow and not trying to stay in the box of, I string these, you know, single round beads into a strand, which is fine. I mean,
if nothing wrong with that.
If you like that, you like that. But they're like saying, okay, I'm going to let myself pick up this other thing and add it, or maybe go with a bolder color than I normally would. Maybe I'm going to make a bunch of bracelets when maybe I would have only made one before. And, you know, just take away from these folks a little bit of inspiration and incorporate it into your thinking. And oh my gosh, there's like so much that the world has to offer when it comes to, you know, big, bold, and whimsical jewelry. So we'd love to hear if you have other inspiration, other designers that inspire you for big, bold, and whimsical jewelry. Maybe it's someone we've never heard of. We'd love to tap into them and see what they're doing and share them with you guys. So drop that in the comments if you have somebody that you follow that, you know, kind of gets into that big, bold, you know, whimsical kind of vibe. So
you had shown a couple things from Betsey and some other things, and I grabbed a few things from my my stash, and recently actually got a haul from eBay where I thought I was just going to take the jewelry apart, but several of the pieces were amazing, and I didn't realize that when I bought it. So here's a necklace that is just super big. I was like, oh, I could probably take that apart. No, I'm keeping this just as it is. It's huge. It's all brass, all natural brass. It's got these gorgeous flowers on it, and
OMG.
I don't know what I don't know if it's just like plastic or something in the middle, but it's huge. It looks so great once it's on. It's got
Oh
these
my God.
gorgeous brass beads on it, and this
I've
was
never seen
also
anything like that.
me either. And when I thought, I was just like, oh, okay. There were some pieces that I am going to take apart that were amazing, but I just like not my look. But this one also usually isn't what I'm looking for because it has a ton of seed beads on it. But
Ooh,
look at this
wow.
big pendant, and it's just got tons of strands of seed beads, and it's so gorgeous. Black and gold go with everything. So I tried it on. I was like, wow, we're not taking this apart. We're not doing anything with it. I might take some barkeeper's friend and whatever it's called and
Yeah.
touch this up a little bit. But I even like how it looks patinaed like that. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
huge. And this is not a necklace that I would layer because it's just so bold.
Yeah.
But then I have some pieces from my own collection that are kind of reminiscent of something that I'd probably see on Sally's stuff, like this big
Yeah.
cicada, like huge cicada stone. It's very heavy. This very big Buddha head. So he
Ooh.
is 3D. I've got a few of these. I don't know that I'll ever use them because they're just very hard to find now. And it's more of a collector's piece, but maybe use your beads, I guess.
Yeah. Use the
Um,
beads.
these huge paisleys. I don't know what they are, but they just came in some haul I got at some point. But they're enormous. Like that
Yeah.
you know, Sally would put this on a mask or something and then put 85 huge things hanging off of it. But and then this, which sounds amazing. It's the biggest one of these I have. This thing is enormous. I kind of want to do something with that sooner or later. So
Those have my
just
heart.
these are
I love
just
them.
I know, I love the sound. Normally sounds drive me nuts, but this one sounds pretty good. So if it was on somebody else, I'd probably be annoyed. But if I'm wearing it. And then I had this set aside actually for the same color, the same palette as the tiger necklace I made today. Woo.
Ooh.
Sorry, everything's getting caught up. So I had put out a bunch of beads that I thought could go with the tiger. These didn't make the cut, but they're huge and they're very heavy and they're serpentine. And I'm thinking like
Oh
that
my
could be a cool necklace. They're enormous. I got these at a bead store in downtown Phoenix. So we'll
big
see. We'll see
chunky.
what happens. Yeah, they're very chunky. Just like this tiger. The tiger is very chunky. He's eating good on the safari.
Chonky,
So
chonky.
Mhm.
Very cool. Yeah, this is, I mean, this is, I love the big, bold look. So, and I love that brass necklace. That's fantastic. I wouldn't
Yeah.
cut that up either. I wouldn't-
Just with a black dress, it's huge.
Yeah,
Wear a red bracelet or something.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm very
totally.
excited about it.
Totally. Well, I hope that this will maybe inspire some of our viewers to give this kind of a style a try. Next month, you'll get a challenge that we'll give to each other in just a little bit here. And you'll be able to show off maybe a little stretch in big, bold, and whimsical jewelry design. So fun.
Mhm.
Whew, we could talk about that all day, but
All
we
the
got
time.
we've got a couple of other things we want to cover before we let everybody go this time. So we always ask each other what our favorite thing we made in since we got together last was. What's your favorite thing since we met last?
Well, the necklace I made yesterday morning that it was supposed to work with the silver silk, but didn't. And I think I actually got this pendant from you. Did you give me this?
Yes.
So ever since I've just loved it, and I actually pulled it out maybe a month or two ago to go with some specific beads. So I had these stone quatrefoil open beads,
Woo.
and then there's citrine chips between each
Oh,
one, and then inside of each one of these beads is a metal bead and several seed beads. So it just looks, it's so sunny, so deserty, and I just love like it wasn't like the most bright gold pendant. It's got some patina.
Right.
It's got some where I love that he looks old
Yeah.
and earthy, or well, sunny, I guess. But yeah, so that's my new necklace. I love her. I was trying to get the that 3 needle chain into it, just did not work. But now this is going, I could stack it, even though this is gold and this is
Yeah.
copper, these look
I love
really
that.
great together. So
I love it.
that was my thought process. And then I made a bracelet to go with it. So it's just got those
Ooh.
quatrefoils and then some
Yeah.
brass suns. So, and
Love it.
I think I got some of the citrine on the back.
Love
So
it.
yeah, that's my new favorite. I love, I love celestial, I love deserty colors. So I'm very happy with those.
Oh, I'm so glad you used that pendant because I
Yeah.
remember I don't know, I showed it for something and you liked it and I thought,
I
well,
know. I
just
was like, I want it. And she gave it to
I
me.
gave
It
it
was
to
great.
you. Because Lord knows we both of us have like, some stuff
Enough
laying around.
stuff. Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah. One of my new favorites. So yeah, it's a gift from a friend, and I'll remember Deb every single time I wear it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so cool.
What's yours? What's your favorite thing?
Well, this is like really super subtle.
Okay.
Um, but I've been working on my seed beading game.
Ooh.
And so I did a project for Starman Beads. I think it was last month. So it's towards the end of the month that they published it. And I'm pretty proud of these because I don't think I've seen this exact design. So, I'm not a seed beater. So to come up with something that is seed beaded and sort of original, I mean, who knows? Maybe I picked this idea up in part, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this exact thing. So I made these fun little earrings with bugles
Mm-hmm.
and teardrop shaped magatamas and
Okay.
little demi rounds. So
Super cute.
the smallest beads are demi rounds, then these little pokey out beads are the magatamas, and then there's like a little ladder of bugles in the center. And my objective was to do like a monochromatic look, which all these beads are the same color, but I am going to
Mm-hmm.
be making this project coming up with more of a colorful look on my art bead show. So they'll be more
Fun.
visible when someone wears
Are
them.
these
But
like beginner friendly?
yes, yeah. If
Maybe
I
I'll
can
try
do
them.
it, I can do it. But
How
there's
much I
a
hate doing seed beading, so I want to. Those are cute though. I really like those, and I feel
they're
like you could
fun.
change that into links for a bracelet or something.
Yeah, or make them longer. You could make an entire bracelet with the same pattern. I'll drop the link to the tutorial in the comments in case people want to check it out. I mean, it is very beginner friendly. So, but I was excited that I came up with something like I usually when I think I came up with something, I'll go and like search it in every possible place and hours worth of like searching around. I couldn't find this exact thing. So I was pretty proud of myself that I did that. So
Very
I like
nice.
those. My favorite thing.
It's not. I did not do something like that with seed beads. It reminds me of one that I did with lapis last couple months
Ooh,
ago on JTV, but it had that ladder look and then the stuff on the
yeah,
sides. So that's really
love.
fun. I love that you changed it into seed beads. That I can't wait to see how you did that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super easy.
Yeah.
So we also usually talk about what we're obsessed with. What are you obsessed with right now?
This is why I said it's ironic. Tiny beads.
No, you're
tiny,
not.
teeny tiny gemstones.
No,
So
you're not.
yeah, I am. I am. It's ridiculous. Like 2, 3, 4 millimeter gemstones. I'm obsessed with them right now. I
No
made a necklace
way.
last week on JTV that's got really tiny rondelles. And every time I see a little tiny strand of gemstones, I'm like, oh, I love them. So yeah, that's why I was laughing a little bit before our show started because it's ironic that I love big and bold, but now I'm like coveting these teeny tiny stones. And it's because right now they're pretty in with the layering. I just
Mhm.
made a necklace that I didn't film or anything. It's just 2 strands. One has teeny tiny chips, and I don't know what stone they are, and then teeny tiny faceted carnelian, I think. And then I
Ooh.
hung a bone hamsa chain, or not chain, bone hamsa pendant on both strands, and that was really fun. Again, the necklace from last week, but then I'm seeing, like, I'm doing unboxings, I'm seeing little tiny strands of gemstones coming in, and that just makes me happy right now, along with the layering.
Nice, nice. I did a project for Jesse James Beads maybe last year. They did a run of small little micro-faceted stones, and
Mhm.
I did some earrings with long, like, on head pins, little, like, all the little beads stacked up. I love those. They make my heart sing.
Yeah, they're
It's not
pretty.
what I gravitate to like you. I like,
Right.
it's not where I usually go, but there's something about those magical little gemstones. They just have, I don't know, some kind of magic attached to them.
Yeah, for sure. What about
It's
you?
like, well, I'm a little obsessed with Halloween. Like, I love Halloween jewelry. I love making Halloween jewelry, and sometimes I'm a little late getting started.
Same
Um,
here.
But yesterday I made these. I've made these bracelets for years, but I made some new ones because so these little bone skulls are so much fun. They are carved in, and they're usually like, I have a strand of them and they're all different. So
I
each
bought
one
them
of them,
too.
yeah, yeah. So I've had these, yes, for years. I hoard them. So I decided yesterday to do like all orange beads. So I've got like one that has like India glass, so they're really kind of rustic looking, and then these are like vintage millefioris in a nice orange
Yummy.
tone. And then these are just like Chinese crystals in a couple different oranges. And I just thought, every year I kind of make some, and they go to nice homes. But I just fell in love with these little skulls. So Halloween, I posted. So this show isn't going to be seen till days after, but this morning I posted a fun Halloween necklace that I made yesterday too, with a big skull artisan pendant on it. So I'm just, it's seeping in, it's coming in. I got all the Halloween boxes out and all my dark metals and everything, pulling aside like orange beads and some fun pink and purple. Um,
Yummy.
the Halloween tones this year are interesting in the craft stores, so they've thrown in hot pink into
My
the
second
mix.
favorite color, so I love that.
So yesterday I had to, like, prevent myself from throwing all the things in the cart. We might be making another trip to, my husband's trying to frame a picture, and so we might be making another trip to Michael's, and I don't know, they're having a big sale, so some of that pink stuff might end up in my cart. We'll see. But Halloween is seeping in, so next month you and I will probably have some fun things we can show and share.
Yeah. I am having a drop in a week, and there's going to be some Halloween yummies in there. So excited about that.
Tell us when the drop is.
September 28th. I want to say 2 p.m. Pacific, but I can't remember. I'll have to go look it up. But
What day of the
there'll be
week is that?
very Saturday.
Okay.
It'll be very limited amount of Halloween stuff because I want to make sure that it can get out the door to get to people on time
Yeah.
for Halloween. So very small drop of Halloween, but there's going to be a lot of really fun Southwestern turquoise silvery stuff. It's not silver, but it's silver tone. I posted a peek on YouTube and Facebook yesterday, so very excited about that. A lot of fun Tucson finds, so we're gonna have fun next Saturday, hopefully.
Well, we will. So I imagine this will come out right around that time. But
Mhm.
regardless, we'll post a link to your drop, so that people can get what they can get before it sells out. Because I know usually it's limited, and
Well, yeah, we didn't
sometimes,
have one last month either. Like last month was not conducive to jewelry and or bead making. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this month.
Yeah, well, I'm excited because I always try and get in there. I think I have a baseball game that day, so I might have to be on my phone from the
Set an
game.
alarm.
Remind myself that I got to get in there while I'm eating a hot dog at the baseball game.
Oh, now I want a hot dog.
Now I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. So what else, Brittany? What else is going on? Anything that we should tell folks other than your drop coming up?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Just remember to post your pieces in our group. Um, we really try to keep those posts to crimped show related things. So, the items that you've made for our challenges, we don't really put random questions up or anything, but you can always come over to Brittany's Beads for those questions.
Yeah.
And we like to keep it relevant to our shows, but we're always so happy to have your posts in the group. Have we hit 1,000 subscribers yet?
So I didn't look this morning, but as of I think yesterday morning, it was still at about 990. So
No, 990. Come on, people.
so like we would love to have more jewelry enthusiasts, jewelry making enthusiasts here. I know for a while someone was inviting like all their family and stuff. Let's not do that. Let's get jewelry people in here. So I'm sure you all have a jewelry making friend that you can invite because we want to start having giveaways. When we get to 1,000 members, we want those of you that participate in these challenges to have a chance for a giveaway. So that's our plan. And I'll tell you what, I was in my studio digging around for something the other day and I thought, I'm going to give this away. I'm going to give this away. We got stuff. So,
Buckets of stuff.
yeah,
Literally, I
yes,
have a big box behind me of stuff that when I'm like going through, I don't need this, and I throw it in there, but it's
yeah,
stuff that's cool because I have
yeah,
85 of them, you know?
yeah.
So,
Yes, we both have this problem. So we would love you to help us with that situation. So we want to start that. So let's get 10 more and we'll make that announcement when it happens and then we'll start talking about how we announce it and how all of that happens. We've got it kind of planned behind the scenes, but the timing of it we kind of want to do it in conjunction with a show. So we'll see. We'll see when it happens. I'm hoping it's going to happen very, very soon.
yeah,
So,
any minute now.
so speaking of challenges, we should give each other the crimped challenge for episode 9. So this is just for us for now. What is that challenge? What are we doing?
Well, we talked about big, bold, and whimsical, right? So we're gonna make a piece that's big, bold, and or whimsical. Necklace, bracelet, earrings, ring, all of the above. But and I think we need to challenge each other to go a little bit further because yes, this is big, bold, and beautiful and whimsical, right? We need something bigger. We need something bolder. We need something
Like
crazy with a
big,
dinner
big,
plate. That's bigger, bigger,
bigger.
bigger.
Oh my
So we're going big, bold, whimsical. Kind of. Let's just really step outside of
God.
our comfort zones. Don't be
Even
afraid
for
to.
us.
Yeah,
Even
don't
for
be afraid to go out there. Think like the last challenge where you had that thing that you smashed. Like that's big, that's bold. Repurpose that into something, Deb, maybe. But I mean, I liked that piece anyway. But figure, the sky's the limit. Put a window. I don't know. Grab a whole window and put it on a necklace. I don't know.
well,
A
we
street
didn't even
sign.
we didn't even bring up like remember Flavor Flav had the
Yeah, put
big
a whole
claw.
clock on you. Put your cat on a necklace. Do something crazy.
I
Make it
think
interactive. Do something weird.
I think we can do something really fun. So that will be our challenge. For you guys, the challenge is to use silver silk or some cording, post those out. We will reveal our big, bold, and whimsical things next episode. So episode 10. And we have some fun things planned for episode 10 and beyond. We've done our planning for the rest of the year, and we do have another guest before the end of the year, which we just confirmed. And so I'm so excited about the guest that's coming. So I think that's all we have to do for this episode. Yes? No?
Yeah, I think we're golden. And we hit our hour as per usual. We hit right at that hour mark.
It just kind of happens.
Yeah. So excited. Can't wait to see how this one turns out. Hopefully we don't break our necks if we make a necklace. Falling forward while we're talking to somebody wearing this piece. But I'm gonna really try to make something that I will wear. Yes, it's gonna be bold and crazy, but don't just make a piece to make a piece, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's something that I decide to display in here somewhere. Who knows?
That's another option too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a big open wall and I could just put pieces up. I got no wall space, none in here.
I have wall space, but I I have so much junk in here that I like looking at the white walls.
Clean. You need a clean slate that you can look at. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think we should really, I think you're right. We should really push the limits, our own limits that we might have. I do have a big bead bin in my cabinet over there that I'm going to start digging through and see if they're big enough. They might not be big enough. We'll see.
Might not be.
We'll see.
All right. Challenge on.
Challenge on. Let's go. And gosh, you guys, thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate the watches. We appreciate the shares. We appreciate the comments and the interaction. And please participate in the challenge and share out what you make. And we'll continue to provide you some fun topics for these shows. So
absolutely.
I think that's it for now, Brittany. Let's say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Time. Goldie says bye too.
Bye, Goldie. Bye, everybody.
Hi, Goldie. He's so cute. You're very happy in your blankie, huh? Yeah.